Hey guys, Panzer J back here in Operation Octopussy. We're up to turn 8. It is January of 1940, so 8.8 KMT, 8.9 United States. Let's get into the KMT real quick, as that is going to be extremely fast. We have 4 IPP to spend. We're going to save all of it. And we have no combat or non-combat moves. We're just going to stay holed up in Yunnan. So we end the turn with $4, and we get $1 for Yunans. That would give the KMT 5 for next turn. Okay, on to the United States. We're going to go ahead and do our wartime or our peacetime income roll here. We're automatically going to hit wartime production because of the Italian declaration of war. That moved us to 62, and we only need 63. Clearly, I can't roll less than a 1 on this die, so... But let's just see what would have happened. I know that Hambone wanted the United States to be kept out of the war for one more turn. And if the Italians hadn't declared war, a 5 or less on this roll would have kept the U.S. out for one more turn. So let's see what would have happened. A 1. So, sorry, Hambone. The United States would have stayed out of the war for an additional turn. Okay, now that we are at wartime economy, we are going to go ahead and declare war on the Axis powers. That is Germany, Italy, and Japan. And we're also going to declare war on Portugal as well. Okay, on to tech rolls. So I've got a new system here. So I have to thank Global War 36 Enthusiast. He went ahead and got me and sent me a set of the V 4.1 tech tiles. So I've got the 7 techs I'm shooting for here: improved construction, amphib doctrine, jets, long-range aircraft, large ship construction, heavy strategic bombers and rockets, and then the die above each one is what I need to hit to succeed. Now I know in his videos that the annoyance factor is high, the whining factor high, but just think, if you befriend Global War 36 Enthusiast, you too could possibly have a gift bestowed upon you. So keep that in mind. Of course, I'm kidding. He's not only a great player, he's even a better person, and I thank him very much for his generosity. Okay, so on to our tech rolls. So first, we're going to go for improved construction at a 7 or higher, a 1. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and flip the tech over if I don't succeed. Like Silk does. That's a good system that he's got there. Okay, amphib doctrine at a 7, a 4, so we're 0 for 2. So maybe maybe Global War 36 Enthusiast somehow jinxed these tiles before he sent them to me. Okay, jets at an 8. Wow, how wonderful. Long-range aircraft at an 8. Large ship at an 8. Oh, there we go. We got 1. Bombers at a 9. A 10. There's 2. And rockets at a 9. Yeah, so we got 2. So we got large ship and bombers. Well, I mean, they're 2 good ones, but okay. So large ship goes to stage 3, and bombers goes to stage 3. So, 2 out of 7. That's our worst tech rolls so far. Okay, so on to purchases. So the United States had $58 to spend, and I think we're spending all of it. So I did have 2 purchases set out. This was a couple of attack transports and a couple of medium armor. But since we didn't finish amphib doctrine, that's out. Okay, so... over here, for $10, we got to pay a 10 IPP penalty to declare war on Portugal. Then we're going to lend-lease the British a fighter for 10, so that's 20. And then that gives the United States 38 more. So the turn the United States goes to war, infantry class units are $1 less. So these 3 militia should be $3, and these 2 Marines should be 3 apiece. So that's 9. We're going to start construction on 3 fleet carriers at 5 apiece. That's 15. That's 24. We're going to finish a fleet carrier for 5. That's 29. We're going to finish a heavy cruiser for 5. That's 34. and we're going to finish a light carrier for 4. That's 38. So hopefully my math comes out. Okay, for combat, we just have, I believe, 1 combat. Well, it's 2 because it's an amphibious assault, and we got to clear a sea zone first. So we got 2 combats, both over here with Portugal. So we're going to have, coming out of port here, an A-25. We've got 3 naval transports, a light cruiser, and a heavy cruiser. Okay. So the 3 naval transports are going to pick up the Marine, 3 infantry, a artillery, and a light armor. And they're going to come over, they're at a major base, so they're going to come over 1, 2, 3, and attempt to amphibiously assault Portugal. So the heavy cruiser is going to be part of, hopefully, the bombardment if we succeed in clearing out that torpedo boat destroyer. So this light cruiser is going to engage the torpedo boat destroyer, and then these 3 destroyers are going to come down from A-19, 1, 2, and engage that torpedo boat destroyer. So we've got a light cruiser and 3 destroyers against a torpedo boat destroyer. So let's go ahead with our 3 destroyers first at 4s. 4, 9, and 11, so we got our 1 hit. Let's do our light cruiser to 5. So we got 2 hits, we only needed 1. The torpedo boat destroyer in return. Ooh, a 1. That sucks. Okay, so we lose a destroyer. So that was annoying. Okay, so now for the amphib portion, we do have this heavy cruiser as a bombard. There's no terrain modifier, so I think this is a 2 for the heavy cruiser. Ooh, a 1, so we got payback. Okay, so we take out the militia without a fight. So then we take Portugal. Everything lands there, which is a Marine, 3 infantry, an artillery, and a light armor. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these, find room here in this sea zone for these units. Okay, so then let's go ahead and bump the U.S. up. So they had already gone up 1 for the peacetime income roll to 63, and now Portugal's worth $1, so that puts us at 64. Okay, so I believe that is it for combat. So non-combat, we're going to have these 2 coastal subs here in A-37 come over 1 to A-38. We're going to have this seaplane leave Puerto Rico, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and land back in the Carolines. We're going to have this tactical bomber leave Washington, D.C., 1, 2, and fly to New York. We're going to have these 2 destroyers come off escort duty in A-18 and come down 1 and go in port there in A-25. We got this small fleet here in A-40, which consists of a fleet carrier with a fighter, 2 battleships, and a light cruiser. And we are at a major base because of our upgrade in Panama. So we're going to go 1 and come up all the way over here to the Pacific. 2, 3, and end up here in P25. Okay. Then on Hawaii, we have a tactical bomber that's going to fly 1, 2, 3 and land on that fleet carrier that just came over. We also have 2 naval transports in port. One is going to come out of port and come 1, 2 back to P25. We got a strategic naval move. So this transport here in Guam is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and go in port in Hawaii. This destroyer off of Guam is going to go 1, 2, 3 to help hopefully protect that Anzac naval transport. And I think that's it for non-combat. Let's just take a quick look around. I believe that's it. Okay, so how about unit placement? Okay, so we started construction on 3 fleet carriers. So put those all down here at stage 3. We finished off a fleet carrier, a heavy cruiser, and a light carrier. So the fleet carrier and the heavy cruiser are going to go here in P25. Staying on this side of the board, we got 3 militia. So we're going to put 1 here on the South Philippine Islands, 1 here in Guam, and 1 here on Wake. And then everything else goes on the East Coast. Okay, so we still have 2 Marines, and we're going to place those in New York. And then the light carrier is going to go here in port in A25. Okay, so that should be it for, the Lend-Lease. So then the Lend-Lease, we've got our British fighter. It can leave New York, make its way to, I'm not sure where Bruce wanted it. I'm just going to put it here in southern England for now. If he wanted it somewhere else, then that's fine. So that should be it for the United States. Okay, so how about income? We're sitting at 64. We spent everything. Now that we're at war, we do get the 12 bonus for having all of our original territories. I believe that's what it's for. So that puts the United States at 76. So that's what the United States will have next turn, is $76. Let's do a unit recap. In the Carolines, we have a seaplane. We got 2 coastal subs in A38. In New York, we've got 2 militia, 2 Marines, and a tactical bomber. In port in A25, we've got 2 destroyers and a light carrier. In sea zone, what sea zone is that? A35, we've got 3 naval transports, 2 destroyers, a light cruiser, and a heavy cruiser. Portugal has a light armor, an artillery, 3 infantry, and 1 marine. Let's go over to the Pacific side. In the Philippines, both the North and the South Islands have a militia each. There's a militia on Guam, Wake, and Midway. There's an American destroyer in P38. On Hawaii, we have 2 infantry, 2 Marines, a militia, a AAA, and a medium bomber. In port in Hawaii, we've got 2 naval transports, 3 destroyers, 1 heavy cruiser, 2 battleships. San Francisco has 2 infantry. And in P25, I forgot one more non-combat move. Hopefully it's okay. These 2 coastal subs are going to come up 1 to P24. Okay, so 2 coastal subs in P24, and then in P25, we've got a naval transport, 2 battleships, a light cruiser, a heavy cruiser, an empty fleet carrier, and then a second fleet carrier with a fighter and a tactical. So that should be it. The KMT didn't change. They've got in Yunnan, they're 18 infantry, they're 4 militia, they're 2 AAAs, and they're 1 artillery. So that's it for the United States here on turn number 8. Turning things over now to Global War 36 enthusiast and Germany.